Hello, all. My name is Julian D. Hassan, and I am the author of The Ignorance of Betrayal. I am the Barnes and Noble author. Um, a little bit about myself. In the early 90s, I moved to Virginia and went to school out there. I remember I lived in Hampton, Virginia. It was right there on the line of Hampton and Newport News. But I lived on Orchid Drive in Northampton Apartments. I think that was what it was called. I used to walk and get to this high school called Bethel High. It was on Big Bethel. This was in like 93. I was already out there in 91, but this was around like 93, 94, somewhere around there. They used to have an open gym at Bethel High. And so I worked at that Hardee's, and I would always ask the people, where do they play ball? Because I just love to play ball. So they had the open gym at Bethel High, and I remember, we was all just kind of like hanging around, and the open gym started at a certain time, and I was kind of wondering why everybody was just kind of hanging around, and it was just like, okay, we're waiting on Chuck, and of course I didn't know who that was, right? So I remember when the guy Chuck showed up, I remember it was a lot of good games, right? So at the end, it was this guy. He knew that I had to walk, because it's a little walk when you walk on Todd's Lane to get from Bethel High. You got to walk on Big Bethel, and then you got to get on Todd's Lane and walk all the way down Todd's Lane till you get to Orchid, make that left. So the dude asked me, did I need a ride? He said, do I want a ride? I was like, yeah, I'm going to take a ride, I guess. And so I remember it was a blue 944 old school Porsche with the booty on it. So he was like, they called me Indiana. And he said, so you from Indiana? And I was like, yeah, I'm from Indiana. He's like, well, do you know who I am? I was like, no, I don't know who you are. He said, I'm the second round draft pick. I'm the number one, second round draft pick for the Indianapolis Colts. I still didn't know who it was because I told him, I'm like, man, I'm from South Bend, and we at the top, so we're closer to, like, we can see the Bears on TV more than we could see the Colts back in the day. And then he said, my name is Marshall Faulk. And I didn't know who he was. I had to go and find out who he was. I didn't know who he was, but yeah. So I was out there in Virginia, and I was playing ball. And yeah, the dude, I met Marshall Faulk way back then, and come to find out, the Chuck person was Allen Iverson. Yeah, check that out. My name is Julian D. Hassan, and I am the author of The Ignorance of Betrayal. Google The Ignorance of Betrayal. Let me know what you think. Be nice to someone.